here. Hey Scruffy. Look like a drowned rat. You got rained on, did you? Haven't seen Scruffy for a few days. When did I see you last, Scruffs? Wednesday or Thursday? Maybe Thursday. Today's Monday, so yeah, I haven't seen him for a while. Sometimes he just vanishes. Don't you, little buddy? Hey, where have you been? Are you hungry? Yeah. All right. Come on, come over this way. There's a couple of galahs sitting over there. Aren't they pretty? Pink and grey. Make nice pouring colours. And over here at this feeder, another two galahs. Pretty shy birds, so I'm not expecting them to stay at all. But where are you, Scruff? Hiding behind there. Let me reach down into the container. I was wondering where Scruff's got to. Where'd you go, little one? Look what I've got for you. Hope you've eaten something in the last few days. Well, can you move so I can put it into your bowl, please? Move out of the way. No, out of the way. He says, no, I'm hungry. I won't take it really. I'll just put it over here. Out the way. Out the way. Let me put it in your bowl, please. Oh, he's worried that I might take it away from him. I won't take it away. I'm just going to dump it. Let go for a sec. Let go. Let go. Oh, you're funny. All right. Hang on. Oh, Scruffy. Come here. Let me dump it in here for you. Here we go. Look. It's okay. You can come back. Oh, there we go. Dumps. My goodness. Little lorikeets just arrived. Scruffy was actually feeding with another cockatoo the other day. They were actually sharing the bowl, which was nice. He must have made a friend. It's a bit of a dreary day. Look at the sky. It's been raining every day for the last week. It's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's quite dark already. Okay, all right, Scruffs. See you in a few days. Bye. G'day guys, welcome back. I'm doing another cloud pour today. Or maybe it's a pillow pour or a puffy pour. I'm not necessarily going for like those round cells clouds like I did in my previous cloud pours. There's this one. This one's kind of, it's really bubbly, those ones. This one reminds me of the Avatar tree. So that one was a different mix. And these two that I did also with that other mix. The other mix was Floetrol, Liquitex pouring medium and water. Today's mix is just Floetrol. Love this one, reminds me of glaciers. So this mix today is just Floetrol. And of course, the magic ingredient, the Decoart Satin Enamels paint. That's it in there. Right, so as I said, for the pouring medium, I'm just using Floetrol. And I've mixed that 1 part Floetrol to 1 part of my Artist Loft white. And then to that I've added 1/4, so 25% of the white satin enamel. And I've used that for my base coat, which is down already, and also my cup of white, which I'm going to use for my layering. I've also mixed the Floetrol 1:1 with my metallic gold, the Sargents, because it's quite a thin paint. The rest of the paints are all Liquitex Basics, and I've mixed them 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part Liquitex Basics. I've got Phthalo Blue, is that one. This one is Deep Violet. This one I made myself. It's a mixture of light green and phthalo blue. So it's those two mixed together to make a teal. I've told you about the gold. This one is bright aqua green. And then lucky last is dioxazine purple. So the Liquitex Basics have all been mixed 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. The white and the gold have been mixed 1 part Floetrol and 1 part paint. The white has got the satin enamel in it. Right, let's move that out of the way for a minute. And then we can start layering. This is the order I want to put them in. Now, I got these colours from Sarah Mack. Hi Sarah! Love your recent pours. So that's my colour inspiration. Sarah also used Floetrol, but I think she used 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. I'm just making it a little bit thinner. I haven't added any water, so 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. My colours aren't exactly the same. There's a couple of brands that I couldn't get, and I just did them similar because I really loved the result that she got. Blue. I think I'm going to do 3 layers of each colour. We'll see. See if I've got enough room in my cup. That one looks a bit thin, the gold. I'll have to thicken that up a little bit. Back to the white. Don't want to use as much of this purple. It's quite dominant. I'm going to put a little extra blob of paint in that gold. It just felt really thin as I poured it in. And when you're using metallics, they have to be thicker than the other paints. Otherwise, they just all disappear. They might feel a lot thicker when you're stirring them up, but they do have to be thicker than your other paints, or you won't even see them. Okay, back to the white. I think I'm going to go right down with the white. I'm not going to have enough room in my cup for all the colours at this stage. What a shame. There we go. I just made up lots of paint, and I just thought I'll keep going until I fill up my cup. So that's what I've done. This is a 50 by 50 centimetre canvas, which is a 20 by 20 inch. So it's pretty big, but I think that this technique works better on a bigger canvas because you can pick it up and move it around and stretch it. Now this is a bit tricky to tip. Look at that. I'm going to start just with a blob, and then I'm going to try for a ring pour and see what happens. Whoops, we're not pouring properly because it's so much coming out. I can't tilt it enough, you see. There we go. Now I can start with the rings. Oops, I'm not in the middle. Get back in the middle, woman. Round and round. As I'm emptying the cup, I'll get closer and closer. I will turn around a little bit though so that I've got that colour everywhere. You find that if you keep the cup in one spot, you get sort of a lot of colour on one side and not much on the other. Okay, that will do. I'll catch that. Let me wipe my hands. I've made a bit of a mess catching that paint as it dripped down the side of the cup. The cup was just too full. I couldn't tip it over enough to pour it properly, so don't do that. Don't have your cup too full. All right, let's torch. Pop some bubbles because it came out pretty fast. I didn't need to put so much white in the bottom of the cup. If you put a lot of white in first, you get a lot of white in the center. So just remember that what goes in first will come out last. So if you don't want a lot of white in your center, then maybe try for less white. But I think it'll make a nice cloudy effect. Right, now I need to tilt this a lot, so I'm going to go each corner first, get there once, and then I'm going to go to each corner again so that I can really move the paint around, because it's the moving of the paint and the stretching of the paint that creates those lovely effects that we all love. So go over there first, come back. Hopefully you can see. I don't want to keep turning the canvas 8 times. I'm just going to do this and hopefully you can see. Come back to the middle and then I'll go off to the other corner. And because I've got the background colour already, when the paint goes off to one side, it doesn't roll too much over itself. You don't lose too many of your rings. If you start with a dry canvas, the paint can roll over itself a lot and you lose a lot of your rings. But you don't, by all means, you don't have to have a base coat. It just helps these rings glide across the base coat instead of rolling over each other. That's the idea of it. Right, so each corner has got some paint. Now I'll start going over the corners. It's looking pretty. I wish it didn't have so much white in the middle, but oh look, there's always something we're not happy with, isn't there? Can't we just be happy? Never happy, are we? There's always something. Okay, that's over. Back to the middle. And then I'll tilt it towards you and then I'll turn the canvas. Didn't really want to lose all my navy or blue off the edge, but oh no, look, there's still some there. It's because I did 3 layers of each colour that I can still see some of my blue. I was hoping not to lose it all because it's got so much white in here. I really needed that dark contrast. I'm just going to come back to the middle a bit and then I'll go off that corner. Try and keep some of that dark colour there. I don't know if that's something in there or whether that's just a bubble. No, there's something in there. There's always something in there, isn't there? Always something in our paints. I'm loving that little bit of green, that aqua green that's popping through. Back to the middle. Go back to the middle each time, just keeps that center as a center. If you don't want it like that, if you want to stretch it out, by all means, go off to side by side without coming back to the middle. That's okay. I do need to actually go over the side because I haven't got that edge yet. Over you go. Over the corner. And then there's still this bit here. There's still something in there. Would have to be right in the middle, wouldn't it? Bamboo skewers are very, very handy to have. Try not to get some paint on my clothes. Okay, back to the middle a bit. And I'll just get that last little edge there. Woohoo! Now I don't like that block of blue there. So let's take some of that off. Bring the paint to where I want it to go off the canvas. That'll make it easier just to flow straight over the edge. Okay, well, loving that. I actually love this blue band in here next to the white. It's really pretty. Now I'm going to give it a torch. Next time I will put less white in the middle because it's very white. Maybe just half that amount that I used, and then put some more blue, or maybe alternate white blue, just little bits first, and then pour more in as I go along. So I'm going to let that sit for a bit. I will just fix up my corners. I can see I've missed a little bit here. Needs a bit of green. Just fill these in, and then I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm not expecting it to react a lot more. Because it's a thicker mix. The thinner the mix, the more reaction you're going to have. I didn't want it to react as much as those previous pours I've done. That's why I've made it thicker. So just fold that over so I don't drip paint all over my table. So yeah, I'm not expecting it to do a lot more, but that's okay. I don't want the clouds to take over. Just leave it there, and I'll come back to it in about half an hour and just see if it's changed. Hopefully it won't change too much because I really like it the way it is. I'll see you soon. So it's been about an hour. Not much has changed really. So not as reactive as the much thinner other cloud mix that I use, but I didn't want that effect. I wanted it to stay in its rings, have a little bit of this cloudy look, not too much. So I'm really happy with that. And I'm going to take you down for a close-up. Went and made my apple crumble. Went and made my lasagna. All set to go. So there's been a few little cells pop up here on the side, on the corner. Excuse the light, chasing the light around. And then we've got those lovely aqua green rings around the dioxazine purple, and then that bright blue, the phthalo blue, that looks so pretty against the white, doesn't it? Very sky and cloud-like. I think the colours really work well together, purples and blues and greens. So where the white is here, the white and the purple, got a lot of reaction there. And then more of the beautiful stripes where we don't have the white with the satin enamel. Tiny little bit of gold showing up there, really not much at all to be seen on the gold. I did have a feeling it was going to do that because the first lot of gold, which is kind of there, was too thin. Then I made it thicker and it's there, but still not as prominent as I would have liked. So there you go. I'm going to do it again with less white in the middle, and I'm going to go back to the 2:1, 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint, and just see how I go with that one. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.